a season in life. Death is an inevitable adventure. Death is a regrettable mistake. Death, the greatest beat in our lives. Death has no escape.
And welcome back to Jesus Talks for episode 4. I'm Sean, this is my bro Joe, and Joe's going to kick us off strong today.
Yes. 1 Thessalonians 4:17 through 18 says, "After that, we who are still alive and are left will be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so we will be with the Lord forever. Therefore, encourage one another with these words." This is referring the rapture, which I briefly mentioned in our last episode. So, during the end times, when the world is coming to an end, Jesus is going to return, and some of us are not going to die. We'll still be alive. And in that moment, we'll be raised into the air with Jesus. He also told his 12 disciples in the Gospels that as when he's ascending into heaven, that likewise they will ascend to him in the air with Jesus. So the encouragement is, and also even if you have died, I take it that you know maybe you'll be ascended into heaven or ascend to from your death, or I'm not really certain on that, but what's your interpretation?
I think this verse is more talking about, so our loved ones have already died, and Jesus has came back for the second time, and is going to catch all of us up and raise us to the clouds, where we can see our loved ones again, which is phenomenal through the season of death, because it shows you that during this particular season, there's life after it, here on earth and in heaven, as our loved ones don't perish like we think they do. They may perish on their earthly temple, but their spirit rises and bees with the Lord, where one day we can see them again as good servants of Jesus.
That makes sense. So like a uniting, essentially, of like...
Yeah, so uniting in front of the ones that were left on earth, and we get brought up, and there's our loved ones right there during the second coming of Jesus Christ.
That does sound really comforting, Sean, actually.
Which brings us to John 11:25-26, when Jesus said to her, "I am the resurrection and the life, and everyone who lives and believes in me shall never die." Do you believe that?
I believe it.
I believe it too, and that's why we're here today on Jesus Talks, talking through the season of death, because for all who lives will see that their death is not eternal, but the life after death of serving Jesus in heaven is external, as long as you believe in the resurrection.
So essentially, you never die, because when you do die, your body's translated into heaven.
Exactly. You die on the earth, but you don't die in the spirit.
Mm-hmm. So your physical body dies, but the spirit that lives inside of us and that lives inside of you enters into heaven, and the Bible says you even get a new body in heaven, right?
Exactly, it does. A new body, your wounds will be healed. Those who could not walk, that were wheelchair bound on this earth, would one day be able to learn how to walk and be able to be free from those painful and medical reasons, because God and Jesus heals once you go up to them.
Yeah, so there's great hope in 1 John 11:25-26.
Yeah. Which brings us into Psalms 147:3. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds, which we discussed that a little bit then. But I think, too, he's talking about the earthly wounds, because, as you and me both know, through our season of death currently, we have heartbroken and has opened up wounds for us that we're not going to speak about here, because this is not the platform for that. But believing in Jesus, He will heal those broken wounds, and what we're dealing through our season of death as a family, to have a better outcome during our next season, which would probably be a season of life.
I believe so too.
As both of our families have people expecting children, which leads us to our next series topic in about another 2 episodes, episode 7 of Jesus Talks. The season of life will start.
Stay tuned, y'all. It's gonna get good.